What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got a budget build for you. And so what we're gonna do is I'll give you a list of the parts on the side of the screen and with all of the prices of what I paid. So starting off, we have a Ryzen 3 3200G that I picked up for a pretty good price. It was, I think, about $45 on OfferUp. The motherboard is a B450i Gaming Plus AC from MSI. It's a good board. It's got some pretty cool features, including built-in Wi-Fi, and I picked this one up on OfferUp as well. The graphics card is an RX 580. This is the Armor X. This is an 8GB version card, and I paid about $80 for it. Again, OfferUp. RAM, so we got 16 gigs of XPG DDR4. We paid about $35 on OfferUp for it, and honestly, most of these deals came from OfferUp. The CPU cooler we're going with is the Gemini M5. Got this from Amazon, and the reason I went with this one is because of the case, which I'll go on with next. We are going to be building inside of the Cooler Master Elite 120. This is a case that I bought about 2019 for about $15. It was from a dorm cell, basically. Back when I was in the Navy, we had a bunch of people leaving the barracks, going off to their next commands, and someone was selling this for really cheap. We're going to replace the front fan, which is a Cooler Master fan, with a Corsair fan. I got this for like $5. Really inexpensive. And for power supply, we got a Gigabyte P650 Bravo. This is an 80 plus bronze power supply, and it should be more than enough to power our build according to the calculators I used to, figure out what I need to power the system. I got that actually from a business. They were getting rid of their a lot of their computers, and I pulled that from a system, a working system, and it yeah, so got that for free. As for storage, I've got an Intel SSD as well as a Western Digital hard drive. This is a 1 terabyte drive, and the SSD is a 256 gig SATA drive. I paid about $30 for this, and I paid about $10 for the 1 terabyte. Overall, this was a really cool build. It was a lot of fun trying to get these parts to be something that I could actually put together, and I honestly never thought I would actually get to build this case because I couldn't find parts small enough to fit in here very easily. Luckily, this case came with all the hardware, so we're pretty lucky on that front. So very easy to pull off. You just slide the top out, and it actually gives you access to the full system. It's got a little 80 millimeter fan right here, one 120 millimeter fan in the front, and as well as you got the 5¼ inch drive bay, as well as your hard drive cage as well. Alright, so let's get busy. sticks are actually a little too small. So what I'm having to do is actually try to get these fins to stick between the heat sinks on the RAM stick. So bear in mind, apparently this cooler is not very friendly to heat spreaders on RAM. So that's something to keep in mind when you are building with this cooler. It's not something I thought about when I bought it, but I think I got it set to where the heat spreader is spread out enough in between the fins. It's not the best scenario, but it is something that you need to keep your eye out for, because I didn't even think about that. Alright guys, so back to the build. Alright, so I found another issue. So, if you look there, that's USB 3.0 cable. And right there next to it, that's USB 2.0. This cooler is a lot longer than it needs to be. So, the USB 3.0 is actually stuck at an angle which I do not like, but it is in there. So I'm going to have to take it out again in order to get Type 2 in there, and that is going to be a bit of an issue. So we're going to see if we can try to get that working. Alright, so that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. We still got to put this back in, but unfortunately Type 3 is going to have to be at an angle. As long as it makes connection, it's okay, but anybody who's going to do maintenance on this in the future, they're going to hate this case. Or they're going to hate this cooler more like. Okay. Alright, that's in. Okay, cool. Alright, now, normally I save this stuff towards the end, but we're doing it now because it came into some more issues. So all these fans are these style of headers, and as far as I can tell, this motherboard only has two fan headers. One's for the CPU and one is for an extra fan. Now this fan, this right here is going to be my exhaust, so this has to be plugged in. The issue is I need intake, which is going to be coming from here. I don't know if I have a adapter for the fans. I'll have to look. Actually, oh, right here. No, actually, the box came with one. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have to use this to hook up the front and rear fans, I think. Which means one of them. Let's see here. We'll hook the exhaust up to this because we'll want that to go full force anyway, and we'll hook this one up to the board itself, so it's a little bit more controlled. So I guess that's going to have to be our solution for that, but this is going to have to plug directly into the power supply, which isn't my favorite thing in the world, but it is what it is. So Alright, so turns out I don't have any more rails for the SSD cage. So what we're going to do is, we're obviously still using the SSD, but what we'll do instead is we're just actually going to probably put some tape on the bottom. I'll go ahead and get it set up for now anyway, and that way we can still put it in the system, but we'll have to tape it down or something like that. I don't think this case has any like actual screw holes or anything to mount this on, so we'll just have to go with the good old-fashioned double-sided tape side of things. Alright, so we have one last component to put inside, and then I will try to manage it as much as I can. That's not going to be very easy, but like overall I don't think it looks too awful bad. Like I said, I'm going to tape this down, and yeah, that's kind of the big thing actually, just taping that down. And I'm trying to keep this clear as much as I can to allow as much airflow through as possible. And now it's literally just putting in the graphics card. Which we're gonna have to move that SSD. Okay, we're locked in. Oops, sorry about that. We're locked in. Alright, let's get some screws going on that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Overall, this wasn't too bad. If I had one do-over, it would definitely be getting a different power supply. I forgot how painful it is to work with these non-modular power supplies. They're just a pain. And because you just got too many cables, and it just does not work very well. Like overall, it's just not something I really enjoy using. Alright guys, so that is it. Everything is in there and tightened down. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to spend some time on the cable management, but not before we test. So I'm going to go ahead and get things set up. I got a monitor over here that I can borrow, and we are going to see if this thing works. Alright guys, the moment of truth. We are going to power this on. Make sure everything's plugged in. Okay, HDMI, power cord for the monitor. Alright. So far, everything's powering up. Oh, there we go. See here, Ryzen 3 3200G with Radeon VGA graphics. Got 16 gigs of DDR4 at 2666 megahertz. No devices connected. Both the hard drive and the SSDs showing up. Now we just need a keyboard. So I'm gonna pop right back with the keyboard and see if we can get this thing started. Alright guys, so I got my Razer, I believe this is a Huntsman Mini. Yep. We're going to use that for our keyboard. assuming it will like it. Sometimes, and I have had this happen, usually it's with older hardware where it doesn't like it because it's RGB or it has, you know, more than just basically key inputs. Like some of these newer keyboards have, like, what are they called? Microchips in there, you know, different little processors in order to run. Alright, so we're going to want to run setup. Alright, take a look at this. So, English, system date. I believe that's the correct date. Now, I don't know, I don't think I ever put anything on this SSD. So, overclocking and flash, security, boot. I don't think we need to mess with any of that. Let's save and exit and see what happens. Okay, MSI, awesome. Alright, yep, so no Windows installed. I already have a Windows 10 USB. Okay, cool. The 3.0 port is working. Reboot. Oh, reboot. Okay, oops. That right there is interesting. Okay, it went away, so I don't know if that's anything to worry about. What we'll end up having to do is do some stress testing and all that good stuff to make sure the graphics card's up to snuff. I don't have a product key, so we're not going to worry about it. Windows 10 Pro. I'm still using Windows 10. I prefer it over Windows 11. Although I have heard Windows 11 has had quite a few updates. Okay, so it might want me to do like maybe upgrade. That would mean that there's so the first hard drive has, or the hard drive looks like it might have see if we can format that maybe. Don't have a product key. Windows Pro. Okay. Let me pause here and get Windows installed. It might take me a minute to figure out which one is going, which one has Windows 10 on it. I guess it might be the first one. If that's the case, I'm gonna have to plug it into another computer and wipe the hard drive. Hopefully it's actually the second one, that way I can actually just format it. Alright, we'll be right back, guys.